yesterday you indicated where the police vehicle was when it encountered Mr. Ellis, according to what you saw, correct?
Yes.
And where was that? Can you point to that?
It would be this circle right here.
Okay, so the circle that's kind of out in the middle of the intersection, fair to say?
Fair to say.
Okay, and then you indicated where Mr. Ellis was when you first saw him, right?
Yes.
So
It would be
go ahead.
this circle right here.
Okay, all right, great. You can have it, and then the other circle on the bottom, that's where your vehicle was, correct?
Correct.
All right, cool. Thank you. You can have a seat. And Sean, could you pull up Exhibit 19, please? And if you, it's the video, and if you could stop it at the 5-second mark. And Mr. Cowden, this is your video that I'm going to show you. You can play it for 5 seconds, please. Okay, so Mr. Cowden, just for the record, this is your video, right?
Correct.
All right, and you filmed it after the police vehicle had stopped, correct? You started filming.
Correct.
All right, and at some point both officers jumped out of the vehicle, right?
Yes.
Okay, and do you see where the police vehicle is in your video?
Yes.
All right, and can you see the line that they call I think it's the cross of the bar line there, so where the police vehicle is?
I can't tell if that's the reflection of the lights off the street or a line. I do
Okay.
see a glimpse of something.
Would watching the entire video again help orient you as it relates to where the police vehicle was?
Absolutely.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and play again, and please pay close attention, all right? We can pause it now. Now, could you, I'm sorry, Sean, but could you go back to Exhibit 151E? And Mr. Cowden, having refreshed your recollection with your video, is 151E accurate?
No.
Okay, tell us why it's not accurate.
Because the vehicle was further back into the street towards the east.
Okay, and so why don't you go ahead and use the pointer, if you don't mind, and show the jury where the vehicle was. Okay, and you've got it, if I understand correctly, you've got it in the lane, or do you have it in the bike lane?
Just in that general area.
Okay, all right, and perhaps we can have a new circle added. Mr. Cowden, does that look accurate as to where you placed the police vehicle?
Sure.
Sure, or yes?
For 3 years ago, and just the video, from what I know, yes.
Okay, all right, correct.
Can you repeat that?
You remember hearing the police tell Mr. Ellis to put his hands behind his back. Do you remember telling us that?
I don't recall telling, no.
Okay, so do you deny that you told us that, or you just don't remember?
I just don't remember.
Do you remember hearing the police tell Mr. Ellis to put his hands behind his back?
No, I just, from what I recall at this moment, I just heard like orders being shouted out. I heard firm voices that were basically what I assume a cop having a man, trying to get him into custody.
Trying to get him into custody?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Would you like me to refresh your recollection on whether you heard that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so if you're looking specifically at lines 6 through 8, see that?
On just the first page.
So it's actually page 9 of that interview.
Perfect.
So take a look at page 9, and in particular, look at lines 6 through 8.
I see it.
You see that?
Yes.
So you told Mr. Bible that the police were telling Mr. Ellis to put his hands behind his back.
Yes.
Correct? And that you heard that.
Yes.
Okay. And you also told in another interview, and you've been consistent about this, which is why I'm asking. You remember that you saw Mr. Ellis get hit by the door, but that he wasn't knocked down by the door. Do you remember telling us that?
Briefly.
Okay.
Slightly.
So, and I can show you if you want, or if you remember, just tell us I remember.
Okay.
Do you remember, or do you want me to refresh your recollection?
A refresh would be
Okay,
appreciated.
fair enough. All right, so if you could go to Exhibit 839, which is the, see that?
Yes.
Page 57, and look at lines 5 through 8.
Yes.
And there you told us that Mr. Ellis didn't fall down when the door hit him, correct?
I said not instantly. No. Yes.
Okay. You said not instantly, and later on you described that he fell out in front of the police vehicle.
Yes.
What you remembered, right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, all right, great. And you also told us that although Mr. Ellis did end up on the ground, and that's, obviously in your video, that you don't remember how he ended up on the ground.
Not now, no.
You don't remember that?
No.
Okay, all right. And you were, like I say, again, these are things that you've been consistent about, which I appreciate. You actually told us that Manny might have slipped is how he ended up on the ground. You remember that?
There's possibilities for everything.
Okay, well, you could flip to Exhibit 839, in lines 12 through 15, please. Take a look at that.
Yes.
And you said that you didn't see how he ended up on the ground, but he might have slipped.
Yes.
All right. And your interpretation of the incident in our interview was that the officers were simply trying to restrain Mr. Ellis, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you've also been clear that you never saw Mr. Ellis with anything in his hands, correct?
Correct.
And you also have been clear that you never saw either officer punch Manny or use their fists, correct?
I only know what I have in the video. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
If it shows that, then that's that. But I don't know if it even shows that or not. I don't.
Well, the video, speaks for itself.
Right.
Right. I'm asking about your recollection of things that happened outside of the video.
Oh, then no, I have no recollection
Okay,
right there.
So you didn't see that happen.
No.
And you've been really clear about that you never saw really what happened at the beginning of the interaction between Mr. Ellis and police. Do you recall telling us that a number of times?
Yes.
Okay. And you've told